Hi, my name's Tim Abercrombie. I'm a live donor athlete taking part in the World Transplant Games for Great Britain. Well, I first got on the organ donor register when I was 17, when I passed my driving test, which I think a lot of people did, because you get the form when you pass your test. Little did I know at that age that organ donation would be a huge part of my life. My daughter was born in 1998 in renal failure. She had kidneys the size of walnuts, one of which the only one worked, and it was only working at 25%. We were told then that she'd need to be on dialysis at the age of 4, and true to the word, she was. So she spent 4 years on dialysis here at Newcastle's RVI. Initially, when she was first put on the organ donor register, myself and my wife were asked if we would consider donating our kidneys ourselves, but unfortunately my wife, due to health issues, she was a diabetic, was ruled out, and myself, after tests, found that I had the wrong blood type. Charlotte's was an O and mine was an A positive. So we just waited on the register with my wife being sole carer for my daughter for 4 years, 3 days a week at the RVI for anything up to five hours on dialysis. We live on Teesside, so it's basically a full day, Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays. 4 years down the line, still waiting for a transplant, a cadaver transplant. I got a phone call from one of the specialists at the RVI saying, would I reconsider being a donor? And I was gobsmacked, saying, well, I'd been ruled out 4 years ago. But they said, due to the moving on of science, there was now ability for for people with different blood types could be able to donate, just depending on the blood type. Went through a lot of tests and it found that my blood type was A positive but an A2, and I was able to be a donor. So in September of 2006 I had my kidney taken out in the Freeman while my daughter was in the RVI with my wife. My kidney was transported across Newcastle and into my daughter, and it's been an absolutely life-changing for us. She's now 21. She just had her 21st birthday. She was initially, when she was born, we were told she may not even survive 21 days, never mind 21 weeks. That's 21 years, sorry. And it's just fantastic to see the difference that organ has made. Unfortunately, in 2010, I lost my wife to a brain hemorrhage suddenly, but because she was on the organ donor register as well, her organs went into 7 people and changed their lives, 2 of which were tiny babies where they got heart patches, which basically saved two tiny babies, which for me gives me a great deal of comfort. And the loss of my wife was devastating for both me and my daughter, but knowing that she lives on in those 7 people is just fantastic. I got involved with the Westfield Health British Transplant Games when it first came to Newcastle Gateshead in 2015, and been to subsequent events ever since. This one is next week actually in Newport. Well, I'll be competing for my team, Newcastle Adults, but I have never taken part in the World Games until this year, which is a huge honour for me, and I'm really looking forward to it. Well, Transplant Games, both British and World Games, is so special because you meet people and you see people who've gone through adversity, who've been ill a lot of their lives, and the transformation made through organ donation that now can take part in such sporting events. And it's just a wonderful, just to see them. I've seen some of them before transplantation and after, and the difference is just amazing. And for me, as a live donor, and the live donor, and also the live donor families, the way that the recipients treat us at these games is phenomenal. The respect, and we have an opening ceremony, and the live donors come in last, and you walk into the hall and the place just is an uproar. it's a wonderful feeling. But we don't do it for that. But it is amazing that you know, the gratitude that these recipients have for the donor families and live donors as well. Newcastle and Gateshead will bring the usual Geordie friendship, I think. I think they'll get involved. We've got some wonderful stadiums and some sporting arenas, from obviously the Gateshead International Stadium to Close House. That's my sport, golf. Unfortunately, the live donors don't play in that, but I am going there to help out as a supporter. But yeah, just the area itself it's such a friendly place, and I'm sure the 60 countries, the athletes from the 60 countries will have a wonderful time, and I'm sure they'll have great memories to take back.